Oh, it's your boy from 1996. Welcome back to an episode of Low Standards. In this episode, we'll be tackling a game that I probably should have done at any point in time, specifically beforehand. But I might as well just do it now because, well, I got it on sale for the Switch. It's this Nicktoons All-Star Brawl. Most notably, the one particular game people talk about in terms of a game that's trying to follow the Smash Brothers formula in terms of platform fighter. My cousin has this game originally on the PS4, but I decided to show off the Switch version because I bought it on the Switch. I was originally going to play this game with the GameCube controller, but since the controls for this game is so much different, because,
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
That was too low, but I was wrong. It's too loud. Hopefully I don't have to go through the whole... Okay, there we go. I don't have to go and deal with, like, not the credits, but have to go through all the updates and stuff until eventually, no more updates at all. But yeah, this is Nicktoons All-Star Brawl, a Smash Bros. Clone that came out just as Smash Bros. Finished up their main Fire Pass 2 with Sora. These were announced right before Sora was announced too.
Arcade.
We're going to be playing the arcade, and we'll be playing at least like 2 arcade runs and specifics. But yeah, we have characters from like a big range of Nickelodeon characters, along with Garfield and specifics. I think most of the time you realize that a lot of the franchises, well, at least 2 of the major franchises in here, are actually only recently owned by Nickelodeon, being Garfield and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's go with the character I think the internet got their advantage over. Hugh Neutron. He was one of the DLC characters to be added into the game. In the game's only existing Fire Pass, which is when the game actually started paying characters to buy, as opposed to the free update model they had up until Garfield. And when they were adding DLC, they recently added voiceover. The game didn't have any voiceover prior, but now it did. I think recently what they did is that, unlike the DLC characters where voices do very well, they did bring back a lot of the original voice actors for a lot of the characters in the roster. I feel like the DLC characters have a lot more range with their characters in terms of voicing on point with the lines they're using. Well, I think it was mostly shoehorned for the other character, the main base roster.
Play nice. 3, 2, 1.
Along with one of the updates for the DLC characters, they recently added characters who also added items recently. So most of the combat in the game was mostly focused on just the regular combat. But yeah, this game has like 3 particular attack like specifics: light, medium, and heavy. Kind of like with a lot of fighting games and specifics. Funny thing about this game is mostly when the game was first was released, people love making the fact that the game had like wave dashing and not like ultimate in specifics, since ultimate does have wave dashing. But yeah, with the controls is that X is to jump, while other buttons are all specifically for each of the weight attack buttons and specifics. But when you apply to a GameCube controller, it's really freaking weird. Because, A is typically your medium attack, Y is your basic, is your, not medium attack, is your light attacks, and heavy is, which is B, is your heavy attacks. It's also hard to use moveset, because I only played him a few times compared to some of the other people in the roster. But I might as well play him because he's the Waluigi of the game that people got instead of actual Waluigi. Which to be fair, it'd be an absolute fear if Waluigi actually made into Smash Brothers back in the day, because it means that rather than being a potential character that I would really want in the game, because they're a very well-beloved character in specifics, Waluigi has a history, is what I'm saying. And the history mostly involves it's mostly of the internet's interest in memes that they want Waluigi in the roster, as opposed to I just killed myself 3 times. I'm just driving off like an idiot. Okay, maybe I won't choose Hugh because I keep forgetting his down light is the motorbike from the episode where he became cool. I'm gonna choose a character I'm very familiar with in specifics.
Arcade.
Rather than Hugh. Let's go with Leonardo.
Leonardo.
It's weird how this is the second time the Turtles were shoved into a Smash Bros. Clone, because before that, when during the 2007 movie release, or actually no, like a few years afterwards, the CGI Turtles, along with the voice cast of the 2003 Mirage Studios Turtles, was used as the template for a Smash Bros. Clone made by Ubisoft.
We Turtles don't know the meaning of the word defeat. Now, I will finish what I started.
Well, this game, it has a lot of the original actors, except for April O'Neil, because I'm assuming either the actress just couldn't be hired at the time, or she had passed away, along with Shredder's voice actor, because, you know, the voice actor for him passed away a long time ago.
Pizza time!
But they do have the voice actors for both Leonardo and Michelangelo, since they've done like several crossovers with the original cast, with the 2014 cast. Okay.
Come on, get it, go hit.
This game's pretty fun, but you know, sometimes the monotony kind of sinks in. Oh my god. Shredder.
Until next time.
It should be easier for me because it's on medium, but you know, I've only like restarted learning some stuff. Let's see. You want to fight Jimmy's dad or Eliza's dad? I find it funny within this roster is that a lot of the characters to represent each series, there's a lot of characters that are mostly a side character in their show, but they're the main representation for the series itself.
Leonardo.
If at any point this game would have gotten any more like popular and thus adding more characters to the roster, because you know I think it's pretty much dead at this point. It'd be funny though if the series this game just ended up having like nearly every dad from every Nickelodeon show, like Stu Pickles from Rugrats, Timmy's dad from Very Odd Parents. That was probably like the most understandable dad you could think of besides Hugh Neutron and Nigel Thornberry.
I told you, toothpaste isn't food.
Jack Fenton from Danny Phantom. It's just a lot of dad characters that can use from. One of the characters I wish they would have used for, because you know we mostly representing a lot of 90s and modern day Nickelodeon shows, along with some of their very well-known cartoons and specifics, like Avatar or Invader Zim or Danny Phantom. I wish they were able enough to use like some other characters, particularly maybe some that were used in the international channel point, which is, you know, Nicktoons. Which a lot of Nicktoons were reruns of either newer cartoon shows for the channel, or from shortly lived international cartoons that they would air on there too. One character I was hoping they would add in, because I don't know if Nickelodeon still owns the rights to that franchise, then again, their representation of trying to capitalize on the character in the cartoon is not the greatest. That is, of course, Tak from the Attack of the Power of Juju series. Because that kind of feel like a perfect choice, considering he's the only video game S character they own that can be used as a character. Then again, using the TV show representation, it may not be the greatest. Alright, next is Top. But they choose an interesting range of characters and specifics. I love the funny fact that a lot of people keep joking on when they're going to add like Doug or Skeeter into the game, considering that they no longer granted they were originally released on they used to air on Nickelodeon when they first started their shows, but ever since Disney bought their I forgot that's a kill zone. I forgot how much I hate the Ren and Stimpy stages, because though they look fun, you know, they're based on very hilarious episodes in the series, but their stages are all over the place, and it's really hard not to die in this place, because you can die instantly if you're not careful on where the death zones are at. Especially this bowl of milk. Ooh, there we go. But people really want Doug or Quail Man as his alternate personality in the game, considering that Doug is no longer owned by Nickelodeon. So you can fight, I forgot what the main character's name is. Don't know it's Loud, or I can find Shoot, I forgot her name too. How did I forget this? I have a DVD, the full DVD of the first season of All Real Monsters. Oh, Bolina, there we go. Let's go to the battlefield instead. We're going to be facing off against Lincoln.
Versus Lincoln Loud.
I'm not very familiar with this series in particular. Just the premise of one boy in a family of like I don't know how many girls in his family. I'm assuming like that's mostly the premise. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of cartoons to think of. The one cartoons that I definitely know that can possibly representate is specifically cartoons that were based off of DreamWorks properties, considering that Nickelodeon had a lot of DreamWorks properties to work with basically the Penguins of Madagascar and Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. Which is funny because back then on Nickelodeon's website, there used to be a Flash game they have where it was basically a platform fighter featuring one of the Penguins of Madagascar on there. I think it was Rico, along with Po from Kung Fu of Awesomeness and Legends of Awesomeness. And then I think when we cursed, we're using a lot of the CGI. My cousin and I basically were doing a lot of funny brainstorming ideas along with his two friends. And then he started referencing cartoons I'm pretty sure no one wants to have in the game roster, like Fanboy and Chum Chum or any of the characters back at the barnyard. I'm assuming people would really want Pig in the game if that was the case. Because he's like a very notable character with memes when it comes to that show. Where's the leak, ma'am? Why do you say it like that?
3, 2, 1.
I know that sometimes voice actors usually get a lot of like stuff to do, but that was a little bit shoehorned in because he didn't say it very similar to how he said it in that episode. Also, I guess a real curse thing about like current SpongeBob is that they're too self-aware of the memes that were created based off of the original 1 through 3 seasons that were written by Steven Hillenburg. Either it's newer content from like newer stuff they've written, or they specifically love referencing all the other episodes, which many people say are the better episodes, which I'm not wrong. They're not wrong with that. But at some time, you gotta at least not be so self-aware. It's sort of kind of kills the joke in the end. I bet you that's what would happen if Waluigi ever got into Smash. They basically kill the joke by laying him into Smash. Like, it's like once he gets in there, it's like, what's next? What do we do now? And then again, that kind of already happened in a sense when they added Steve into Smash Brothers. Oh wait, is that specifically based off of this spin-off show? Well, he's dead now. Doing well so far because Leonardo's a very agile character. He definitely will play a lot better compared to fighting as him in TM2 Smash Up. Also, Turtle versus Turtle. I don't think they have any special quotes for certain characters when you're doing the arcade run. They usually just have a specific quote to say, like a set of quotes to say before the fight begins.
Ninja stealth mode. I am totally stoked.
See, there's no like line about brothers fighting against brothers.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so we're in the Earth Kingdom, which I remember vaguely a lot. I think this is the Earth Kingdom that Bushi ruled over, not Boston Say, as it was not said. Oh, I forgot the hazard here is the delivery service. At least they choose some interesting stages to go by. That moment was part of the background. You have an Earth Kingdom guard, and of course the famed cat lettuce seller.
That's gotta hurt.
Right on, Michelangelo. You cannot defeat your brother. I'm the leader of the team. The one everyone likes to be because of the swords. And back in the day, people would don't want to play Donatello because he's the one with the non-bladed weapon, and it's definitely a lot more or less threatening than using nunchucks.
Pizza time!
Pizza time! As he stabs forward. It's funny because Michelangelo has a projectile which actually is a pizza. I'm against the other Loud and freaking
versus Lucy Loud.
I don't honestly know the matchup here in terms of a rival battle or something. But yeah, this game's pretty fun. It's a little bit on an offside because, you know, it's an indie-esque game. But at the same time, at least it has some fun mirrors to play in specifics. It's not like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale where they were clearly trying too hard. Shark it. Shark it.
3, 2.
I think when it comes to this game, I feel like what's interesting is that they specifically chosen the 80s Turtles to represent in the series rather than their very own Turtles in 2014.
That hurts.
That hurts! I just find it interesting that there's a Nickelodeon game that specifically has the Turtles in the 80s cartoon and Garfield. I kind of didn't know that Garfield was eventually owned by Viacom at some point, but it's good to know now.
This is way too
Flawless.
Wait, hold up. What difficulty was I on? Was I on... Oh my god, no wonder. I suck. Let's go with I suck, because I did not realize the difficulty was on me on very easy.
Arcade.
Oh my god. That is embarrassing. Like, just proving to myself I can't be good at platform fighters. Oh my god. Let's try this again. Let's go with Garfield. Actually, no, let's actually choose a natural Nickelodeon character. Let's go with Rocco, because I tried him a while back, and he's pretty good to play with. Let's go with, I don't know what episode this is from. Despite growing up with the show, there are some costumes I just can't identify. Well, he has his name on it. I'm assuming it is when he was working in a restaurant or something. It's one of those things where I have to remember every reference from older shows I grew up with, as opposed to just, you know, like, oh, I know that definitely kind of reference. Oh my god, we're on a Ren and Stimpy stage. Okay, you can see Mr. Horse in the background.
3, 2.
This is obviously based on these space episodes.
Fight.
Oh! I think I know why it was so easy, because everyone started out with one life only. Oh, you destroyed my jackhammer, which I don't actually remember which episode that's from. Ow. They know the brain attack is specifically from the intro of the show. I remember watching the reboot recently. The reboot's interesting because it usually tackles on certain modern things, because, you know, that's how the show was back in the day. But I like how they have a lot of interpretations on current modern things that was definitely interesting for the show and the writers to work upon. I also kind of forget that, I keep forgetting his name. I keep thinking his name is Sheldon when it's not. The turtle. Dang it, what was his name? I think I'm only winning because it's the Ren and Stimpy stage. Okay, there we go. I kind of find interesting how Rocco's stage in this game is based on the finale of the original series, where Rocco, Heifer, and... Dang it! I keep forgetting his name!
Until next time.
Something Bert. Not Hubert. Dang it, what was it? It's something Bert, I definitely know that. Let's see, let's go to the Technodrome against Sandy.
Rocco versus
Dang it, what was his name? It had Bert in the name. Fuck it, I'm looking it up.
Hey, wait a minute. Wow, there's varmints all over the place here.
He had Bert in his name, but I forgot. Filbert, there we go. Was voiced by Filbert was voiced by Plankton's voice actor.
Play nice.
In fact, I kind of realized that, you know, besides Heifer being voiced by Tom Kenny, it's just kind of weird how they were both in a cartoon that eventually, you know, have traits of characters that would definitely appear in their most notable cartoon, which is, of course, SpongeBob. Oh, man. Now that we're on a natural floor, I think this is gonna be a little bit harder. I forgot the jackhammer attacks more than one person than just the opponent. Oh my god, I'm getting my ass. Oh my Sandy. Alright, there's Crane with his human body. Here you go. Okay, so it homes onto any opponent. It's kind of like Bowser Jr.'s Mecha Koopa. Take that, Sandy. Yeah, wave dash on ya. Oh, we can combo that together. That's interesting. I didn't even know that was possible. You can combo that if you send Spunky right on the jackhammer. I'm assuming it's a reference to an episode. What the fuck? What just happened? Oh my god, Spunky, get him! Yeah! Oh shh. I think Spunky immediately disappears if you use the other attack that involves Spunky. Oh, that was my face. Ooh. Kind of interesting to see Rocco's voice actor always returning to his role in certain games. Because the last time I saw him in a game like this, we actually reprised his role, considering his cartoon's like super old. It's specifically Nicktoons' Attack of the Toy Bots. Honestly, I guess the voice acting work for most characters in this game reminds you of how the voice actors for TF2 were either, not the actual voice actors, or were kind of shoehorned in. I don't think they got. I think they got Gary to reprise his role as Heavy. If not, it just sounds weird for him. Along with Dennis Bateman, who was playing both Spy and Pyro, just felt shoehorned in as opposed to actually feeling like they're actually putting some effort into the thing, like what they did with the expiration date. Oh. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, I wish this game continued forward to have a little bit more variety in characters. Because a lot of the characters are either from a very known major franchise on Nicktoons, or recently acquired by Nicktoons at some point, or just mostly in the 90s cartoons. It'd be cool if they actually used some cartoons in the international block Nicktoons, but there's also some cartoons I don't know it would possibly. Yeah!
I'll show you over the.
I think most of the cartoons are mostly the USA cartoons that they added to the series. I don't think Nickelodeon planned to really add any characters from the international cartoons that they have in certain countries. But there are some that I feel like it'd be the weirdest thing. Like, for instance, my cousin showed me a certain cartoon in India. I forgot what it was called. Gatu Batu, there we go. Which is I mostly know because of this one particular song they had in the cartoon. Which is, of course, the D-Say Dab song. Spunky, it's me, your master. Don't hit me. You're fired! It would be really cool to have Tak in this game, and his alternate costume would be his older appearance from the later installments. I think Jason Mraz would be able to reprise his role given the chance, but I don't really know. Then again, they might use his, if they were ever to actually do that, they might have contacted the voice actor from the cartoon, who took over after the third game, and thus the cartoon afterwards. Eventually they would make another game during the cartoon's run, which is of course Guardians of Growth, which may be considered to be the worst of the series. I forgot that this has like this screen that was used in the beginning of the cartoon, at the end of the intro of the cartoon. The which I mostly know because of like the memes that screen gets back in the day. Why do I hit my dog? What? Come on, bring it on, Cora. You may be the Avatar, but you'll never defeat a wallaby. Ouch. You may stop me, but I am a very veteran, seasoned fan of the Fatheads. So why didn't decide to add Zuko in the game? That would have been a really good choice for characters from Avatar. But yeah, I gotta represent the other series somehow. Along with that, I realized that there's a lot of like no villain representation for the game. Usually you assume that, but then again, a lot of like Nickelodeon characters, the villains aren't very well known unless. Well, actually, no, the villains are very well known in the show. There was like a. Of course, there's the Syndicate, which is comprising of the main villains for our Fairy Odd Parents, Jerry Neutron, Danny Phantom, and SpongeBob. I think a lot of the side villains was also used with the with Globs of Doom, with secondary villains, which was kind of weird, really. Kind of find it funny how specifically Zim was the villain representation, was the hero representation, while Dib was the villain representation, which makes sense since Zim is the main character, which makes him Dib the antagonist, obviously. Alright, after this match, I think I'll have to end the episode off here. I only can do one arcade run, but, you know, at least I'm somewhat redeeming myself with the fact that was very easy. Here we are in the sewers.
Welcome to my living room. 1 + 1 equals us.
Okay, I'm sorry, Tom Kenny, but that was hard to listen to. I'm sorry. I love you, man, but that was hard to listen to. Interesting about this stage, I think the stage is specifically based on the alliteration from the Rise of the Turtle series, as I believe that's. Oh, never mind. That's just some like alligator kid. It was like a frog. I forgot. It's like one of the later characters I'm not very familiar with. Oh my God, no, not super. What was his name again? I forgot. It's been so long since I remember that episode where Dog gets really buff for some reason. I think Jim Cummings may have returned to play Cat in this as well, but it's kind of hard to tell. Tell. Oh, come on. Smokey, get up. Yeah, take the dog and... Oh. Actually, now that I think of it, time is pretty much almost up on the episode, so I think I'll end it here instead. Oh well, I'm probably not going to make it that far anyways. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.